Hello and welcome to another edition of Lion News. Lion News can be found at lionnews00.blogspot.com. Today is April 11th, 2011. And what are we going to talk about today? Well, today we're going to talk about these protests outside the Social Security offices down in Alexandria, Minnesota. That is lawless Alexandria, Minnesota, in lawless Douglas County, Minnesota. All right. On Wednesday, April 6th, they had these protests down there, and KSAX was down there. Those God-hating un-American sons of bitches who love and support local corruption were interviewing these people, and so they got to say their little slogans and whatever, and then they had them on the news. They had video. See, and you notice there's no video here. It's just a picture and some text. Okay, they used to put up video here, but for some reason they don't put up the video anymore. I think it's because some people who expose local corruption were taking the videos of the corrupt politicians and elected officials and splicing them onto actual events that are occurring in this local area, so people could see a comparison and contrast of what's actually going on. So obviously they had to stop that, so that's why they don't put little clips of their videos up anymore. Okay? Which doesn't bother me in the slightest. It's not going to stop me. Okay? And also, here is, and that was on Wednesday on KSAX, and here is Friday. Okay? The stenographers at the Echo Press there, another bunch of God-hating un-American sons of bitches who love and support local corruption. Okay? They had an article in the paper. And here's a picture of the protesters here. Okay? Now, on March 21st, we were up in Alexandria, Minnesota, exposing local corruption. Okay? Now, did that make it on the KSAX? No, it didn't. Did it make it in Echo Press? No, it didn't. And why is that? Well, for one thing, we aren't involved in protesting, okay? We expose local corruption, all right? So, one is controversial, and one is not, okay? And where did I get that controversial word from? Well, I got it from this young lady down here at the Polk County Tribune, that propaganda rag down there in Glenwood, okay? Because, if you watch my videos, you know that we've brought information about local corruption down there, and well, for some reason they just don't want to print it. Well, here, we'll let this little lady here explain to you why they don't print stuff about local corruption.
I looked.
Okay, sounds good. So, I was going to ask you, there's a video out on YouTube about an assault that happened on the courthouse that Larry Rice was a witness to during Waterama. You ever heard about that at all?
No, I haven't.
You haven't? Oh, okay.
No.
So I was just wondering, seeing how that involves a political figure, if you guys ever run a story on something like that.
You know what? I don't do any of that stuff. I pretty much just work at the front desk.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that'd be a question for the publisher who's not here. But
okay.
Yeah, no, I actually hadn't heard of that.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds interesting,
Sorry.
though.
Yeah.
But I mean, it sounds like something the paper would be interested in doing a story on, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, we try not to be too controversial, but
well, how is that
just
controversial? I mean, he's there, assault happens. You think you'd do a story on it? I mean,
yeah.
I mean, they have all sorts of security, all sorts of cops running around Glenwood during Waterama, and an assault happens right on the courthouse sidewalk. You'd think that would be interesting to the people around here, wouldn't it?
Possibly, yeah. I'm not, like I said, I answer phones.
Oh, okay.
And,
okay.
Yeah, so.
Okay.
Okay, so what was the magic word she said? Oh, too controversial. See, if the judge's wife is assaulting you, then that's too controversial. But if you're assaulting the judge's wife, oh, no, well, now that's front page news, because how dare you touch the judge's wife? See, but the judge's wife can assault you all day long. See? because this is Helen Staffsholt, the judge's wife, wife of Judge John Staffsholt. See? So, obviously there's two sets of laws. One for the important people. See? And when the important people break the law, well, that's called controversial. That's the key word for we need to cover that up. But if you're not one of the important people, people with money or power, well then, we'll put you on the front page because you dared to assault Helen Staffsholt, the judge's wife. See? And Larry Rice would be happy to be a witness, and they'd probably interview him too. Oh, we need tougher laws, because of dangerous people that are out there, assaulting people. No. See, that isn't the case. Because Larry Rice, he's got the code of silence now. He's covering up for Helen Staffsholt because she's the crook, and he's a witness to the crime. Well, it's code of silence now. That's got to be covered up. So that's why you get these political whores who own newspapers or television stations, and you bring them information about local corruption. Well, geez, they may appear like they're interested, like when we went and talked to Al Edenoff here at the Echo Press. Al Edenloff, I guess that's how you pronounce his name. Okay, at the Echo Press about Senator Bill Ingebretson driving around illegally with dealer and transit plates on. So the only person who was really interested was Judd and myself. Good thing we had cameras running the whole time so we could document that Al Edenloff has the information in his hand. You can see it right there. Okay, there's the camera. He's not very happy about the cameras. He kind of tolerates it. Okay, but he doesn't really, go overboard about it. Okay, but, he's got that information. He wants us out of his office as soon as possible. So he says, well, yeah, thanks for the information. Now get the hell out of here so I can bury this thing as deep as I possibly can, because I'm not going to put it on the front page of my newspaper. Even though back in the 90s, there was a county attorney that ended up in jail, and it was on the front page of the newspaper, and old Al there was demanding that they investigate that. The Lawyers Professional Responsibility Board investigated. No, not a word about any of this stuff in the modern newspaper that Al's running now. Okay? And then if you take it to those God-hating un-American sons of bitches at KSAX, you run into old Christy here, and you can see she's got that paper right in her hand right there. You can see the same paper there. If you enlarge it, you can see it. I won't do that, but you can do that when you go to the website here. Same thing, you can see that right there. She's got the information right in her hands, okay? At first when we walked in the door, she had no problem with the cameras. All of a sudden, she read the paper and found out who it was about. We started telling her what it was all about. Oh boy, she cops this big attitude. Now it's a major offense that you got cameras in there. Because, why? Well, geez, there's clear, precise, and unquestionable evidence that they've got the information about local corruption. And these people, they copped a big attitude. I mean, they couldn't wait for the cameras to be turned off so they could just read us the riot act. Here, Christy, you should know better. You should know that you never lose your cool when cameras are around, because one might be running. Hey, I bet you she's wishing that picture never existed. Maybe that's why she got booted out of California, because she didn't know when to keep her mouth shut. So, of the two, who lost control the worst? Well, obviously it was KSAX. Alright? It's pretty hilarious. We got it up on YouTube there, you can watch it. There, Judd, he had a good time there. Okay, now we go down to the rag called Pope County Tribune. Now this is where this little lady came from right here. Okay. Okay, this is after that we were telling about Chad the Fallon Larson here. Okay, this guy is smooth. Okay, nothing shakes him at all. All right, so I'll give him credit for that. Al was the second best, and KSAX, they were the worst. They were terrible. All right, So the point is, he's got all this information here. Look, here's all the YouTubes. You can see all the YouTubes there. And there, he's holding on to our little thing there. So it's clear, precise, and unquestionable evidence that they have all this information. And look, what he's holding on to? Oh, an edition of Lion News, it says that Chad the Felon Larson is Chad the Felon Larson. Ooh, pretty embarrassing there, Timmy. See, so the point is, you bring him this. Oh, here's that Al Sinstead article here that I was telling you about before. Okay, kind of embarrassing because we brought that along as a prop. Okay, so kind of stuck that in Al's face too. So that's the detail. You have all these have all this information there. You just beat him over the head with it. Okay, so again, he was pretty smooth about that. But again, he's holding on to our information, clear, precise, and unquestionable evidence that he's got it. Okay, so what we're getting at here is how to neutralize the media here. Okay, kind of forgot to mention that earlier. Okay, how to neutralize them. Thank you. If you were watching, you saw it. Okay, well, we'll just skip it. It says neutralize the media there. Step number 1 is to bring them the clear, precise, and unquestionable evidence of local corruption. Step number 2 is let them think. Give the political whores ample time to bury the story. Okay? And then, once they think everything is nice and safe and sound, oh boy, you come out with the bullhorns. You just start exposing them and say they're all a bunch of crooks covering up local corruption. Okay? So that's the formula that we use to get these guys to pretty much do whatever we want. Because again, here, see, KSAX is scared to put up their video anymore. Okay? The Echo Press doesn't want to put pictures in the paper about us. Okay? So they can't run any smear campaigns on us because they're scared to put us on TV or the newspaper. All right? So that's how you deal with these people. You give them the evidence. Make sure you document the fact that you gave them the evidence. And then you expose them for covering up the evidence of local corruption. See? So that's how you handle these people. All right? Don't let the media control you. You control the media. That is the whole idea. All right? Because with the facts on your side, and you got some guts, to go out there with a bullhorn and proclaim your message, the media will just shut down. They don't want to talk about you because you got stuff that's just radioactive. They do not want to talk about it. And if they talk about you, they still have to talk about what you're talking about. See? So they want to avoid your message like the plague, and they want to avoid you like the plague. So that means that the corrupt local officials can't get their message out either. See? So that means essentially you can go out anytime you want and put out your message because they're scared to put out their message. All right? So that's the steps you have to follow. You just make sure that, again, we'll go up to the steps here. Give the political whores clear, precise, and unquestionable evidence of local corruption. Give the political whores ample time to bury the story, then expose the political whores to the public. And that works every single time. All right? Okay, give her a shot. Thanks for your time. Bye.